You know, I have a slogan I always say, I didn't want to be the best training facility in Minnesota, I wanted to be the best for Minnesota. And throughout the years of starting from the trunk in the car and changing so many lives and looking back on the thousands of people that we've trained, you know, it's a blessing to be where we're at today. It's a blessing to be on the journey of where we're going now and what's next for us. And you know, we honestly, we just keep reinventing ourselves and not settling, you know, just for mediocrity.
How did you decide to start GameFace? Or like, what's the origin story? Everyone wants to know.
Everybody, everybody asks me. I get that a lot. GameFace was something that started. It was a concept I had in my head. Being an athlete, playing sports, I've always taken to the way, man, this guy moves fast, this guy moves slow. Why is that? So when I graduated from college, I took an internship, gave me the ability to travel across the world and see some different places. And at this time, I really didn't know how to train, but I had a love for it. I'm studying at night, reading, trying to get my certifications, working during the day, and I'm an extremist, so I got just kind of really good at it, man. I just, people wanted to start working with me more and more and more. And then I remember being down in Indianapolis in 2012, 13. I was kind of feeling burnt out. I was back home in Minnesota at the kitchen table at the time and talking with my family, my wife and my son. I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do next. What's next for me? What's next? And my wife's like, duh. You're an excellent trainer. You've been training for so long. And so I had a nice BMW car. It was rolling nice. And I sold my BMW and I bought a Subaru Tribeca. And then I took the rest of the money and went on eBay and bought a bunch of equipment. And hence why I started out the back of my trunk.
And it was about my 7th grade year. He came back and he's like, hey, I'm just gonna train you, father-son bonding time. And he knew I was really dedicated to my sport and my craft. And so he's like, I'm gonna train you to help you be the best you can be. And at the time, I was all for it. I didn't know what I was signing up for. So there was a lot of, experiments with new phases, new progressions. But ultimately, I look back and over that 15-year time span of working with my dad, I was never injured. I, was able to, do extraordinary things in my sports. And I was always, one of the most athletic people. So he did his job and he did it well.
I knew I needed an SUV to carry equipment. So I could afford a Subaru Tribeca at the time. And so I bought a Subaru Tribeca and bought some plyo boxes, some ropes, some kettlebells, some ladders on eBay. And went from there to training out of a middle school, to training out of a church, to training out of an 800 square foot facility, which led to me outgrowing that, to going to a 1,600 square foot facility, which led me to an 8,000 square foot facility, to 11,000 square foot facility, to eventually getting evicted because I wasn't a good businessman, but I was a good trainer. Kind of my story to going back to a 3,000 square foot facility to a partnership with a lifetime. So I see GameFace being a nation leader in performance training in the country in the next 2 to 3 years. That's where I see us going.